local news website backlinks good for professional services companies. We sell B2B businesses. Our local news website's good for our link building program.
100%. In fact, if you're in the All-Stars and you go over to our link building masterclass, or even on the local, I think we have one just for local as well. We talk about that. We talk about local news sites, local newspapers, even like the weeklies. Like here in Tampa, I'm in the Tampa Bay area for those that don't know. We have a Tampa newspaper for the city, but there's a lot of these little small town papers that you get like on a Wednesday. They throw it on your driveway on Wednesdays, right? It's a weekly paper, or sometimes there's even some local magazines that come out like once a month or once a quarter. All of them are going to be helpful. All of them are going to have value for you because they're all local. They all have their own authority. They tend to be more trusted sites because they are putting out news and they are linking and talking about people in the area. And again, Google's topically related. So if they look at this newspaper online, whether it's a news site, a magazine site, some other kind of related to the news or information within the city, like the business journal, like Tampa Bay Business Journal. Great. If you can get a link there, awesome. You have to pay for it probably, get in the directory, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's like advertising. It's what it is. It's advertising. If you can get an actual article written about you, go for it. I mean, hell, many of the local papers in particular, now again, if you're in New York City submitting an article to the New York Post or the Daily News, it's probably not going to get published, okay? It's probably not. But if you're in a local town like Tampa that has some of these local small business newspapers that come out weekly, I've asked somebody at these papers, hey, would you be interested in a story about this? You know what their answer is? Yeah, why don't you write something up and send it to us and we'll publish it? Like, remember, all of these, online magazines, online podcasts, online local television shows. You know what they're hurting for, just like everybody else is hurting for? Content. Good quality content. If you come to them with an idea for content that may help their users learn more, do better, they're going to be all in, man. They're all looking for ideas for content. Again, in a big city with a big newspaper, sure, you might not be able to get that. You can still reach out to editors and ask them about that. You can still put out press releases that focus on that city, that town. That's true news, not BS, but news about your business, whether it's a new launching business or you've rebuilt your website or you've hired a new CEO for a new initiative to do whatever. Real news you can publish. You can get editors to look at it, maybe pick you up. I know we did this a while back for a dog trainer years ago. Put a press release out, and she was doing we called it Canine Campers, and it was like a free dog training lesson in the park. It was free. Bring your dog. It was on leash. You got a free lesson. You got a meet and greet. Everything looked good. And you know what happened when they put the press release out about this? Initially, we had the press release written for them by somebody, a third party, and that person came back and said with an article about this person leaving New York and changing jobs. And all. I said, no. We don't want that. That's no good. We want to promote this Canine Campers, this free thing. It's a quote unquote community service to help dog owners be able to talk to, interact with other dogs without getting into fights and so on. But it was marketing, man. It was marketing. It was just the idea of, hey, we're doing a free community service. Come out, bring your dog, have some fun, get a free lesson, and so on. And guess what? She wound up getting on 3 television shows. She got on the cover of like the big paper, like on the Sunday like community section. That's Sunday paper has multiple sections. She was like on the cover of the community section. She wound up getting a letter in the mail from like local congressmen thanking her for her community. I mean, it was ridiculous. That was ideal because it was interesting. It was light. It wasn't a heavy duty thing. She got on a couple of radio shows, all from this one press release. And all of that was sitting on local papers and local versions of, W123, ABC, whatever it is, whatever the local thing was, all doing great. So absolutely do whatever you can to be involved in your community, whether that be your local newspaper, your town paper, those local magazines, or in fact, I'll give you a perfect example. We recently, my son, who does sales for us, he was at a networking meeting. talked to somebody at the network meeting, and this person is a local, and he does consulting, Cooter Consulting. I think he's actually a member of our All Stars. Thank you. He's come out and he does a podcast. He has a local podcast with people. It's a YouTube channel and podcast that he puts out there. Local owner, local businesses, and he was really focusing on local family-owned businesses. He had my son and I on a podcast together with him, a video-based podcast. I think we recorded about an hour or so, going back and forth with questions and answers. And of course we said yes to that. Why not? Now I've got a local person. I'm helping them out because he's got more content to share. We get out in front of his audiences. They get to find out about us. We promote his content as well because, hey, we are on this podcast, this video. Go check out the video. So we promote it. We get some exposure. He gets exposure. It's win-win. These are the kind of things that you want to do. And local news sources are an ideal and awesome way to help push that forward. As I mentioned, that is one of the ways in which we talk about in that link building masterclass under local link building ideas. It's all in. There's about 20, 25 different ideas on how to go about getting great quality links in your local market for a local business.